Welcome, I'm Carol Coopersmith. Today we'll be discussing information literacy, in particular collective intelligence, where the whole is better than the sum of its individual parts. In schools, teachers will be required to develop students' information literacy both online and offline. One portion of information literacy that will become especially important for students to be able to do will include effectively collaborating and sharing ideas and solving problems while working within groups. This will naturally contribute to their skills in college and the work world as well. This form of effective collaboration is referred to as collective intelligence. The main idea behind collective intelligence is that when groups work well together, the whole group can come up with significantly better solutions than if the individuals had instead worked alone without seeing all participants' perspectives. Collective intelligence is defined as knowledge collected from many people towards a common goal. This can refer to something as simple as coming up with collaboratively designed classroom rules, where students and the teachers agree upon how students will behave within a particular classroom. In the case of the online world, an example could be a wiki, such as Wikipedia, which is defined as a website created by a group that allows all users in the group to add or edit content. Collective intelligence is also important toward our development of critical thinking. Currently, however, our teaching of critical thinking is often limited to two or few comparisons of ideas or development. For example, we are often limited to the pro-con of an idea, such as should skateboarding be offered for PE? Comparing and contrasting two ideas, such as algebra and geometry, or two empires, may offer us a few solutions. The problem is, however, when one thinks further, one realizes there are usually more than two opinions, especially when there are more than two people involved. Why don't we teach students to consider multiple perspectives of all parties involved? Sometimes we do, such as with collaboratively developed class rules. More often we don't, due to requirements to follow required standards and achieve well on high-stakes testing. Even college admissions, however, are now starting to notice students' collaborative skills instead of just test results. Also, our capitalist society emphasizes competition versus collaboration. In fact, some socialist-governed countries, such as Great Britain, openly embrace the ideology of collective intelligence. And in fact, the more perspectives we consider, the better and more satisfying the results are as well. A great example is our nation's Constitution. So the solution is collective intelligence, and the solution must include equitable contributions of group work to solve problems or issues most effectively. Here are some offline examples: doing a group project, making a movie, publishing a newspaper, even social movements such as the Declaration of Independence. And some online examples: wikis that allow anyone to create and edit public web entries, public contests to answer problems or create products, websites that allow people to see reviews from other users, crowdsourcing to raise funds for an injured child, using search engines such as Google, conducting surveys such as planning future city development. So you can see from this timeline of collective intelligence, in some ways we've almost always used forms of collective intelligence to advance mankind. From the time men and women first developed trade routes between one another, to the industrial age where people collaborated to develop factories to manufacture mass methods of production. In the 20th century, we increased our ability to communicate throughout the world via telephone and computers at the touch of a few buttons or keystrokes. And now, in the new millennium, we have the need to solve complex and local worldwide problems that we have created through our lack of considering of all parties' perspectives. Problems ranging from school or community issues, such as responsible housing development, to those such as global climate change and pollution. Why now? We all need to be able to work collectively in groups for business, education, and government to solve major issues and problems. Once we leave home, we're faced with many more complex challenges: college, bills, decisions that affect our lives each and every day, as well as in the long term, and possibly for the rest of our lives. We will use various sources to answer these challenges: friends, relatives, co-workers, counselors, the internet, and so on, to make the best decisions. The same patterns for effective solutions holds true worldwide with global, government, and business issues. So who uses collective intelligence and how is it used? As you can see from this list, collective intelligence is being used by groups that want complete and effective solutions rather than simplistic answers. A law firm may want to identify jurors that will be sympathetic to their court cases. Businesses want to retain peak competitiveness in their operations and with their products. Schools want students who are ready to achieve educational goals with 21st century skills. Scientists aim to solve healthcare, technical, and global issues. All want to achieve these ends by anticipating every possible perspective to come up with satisfying and comprehensive solutions. The design of collective intelligence is very important. Questions related to issues or problems that are clearly stated help result in answers that solve issues ethically and comprehensively. For example, England is a socialist country that is using collective intelligence for collectively operating its government in a manner that considers the needs and wants of all of its citizens. However, a business in the U.S. is more likely to use collective intelligence for competitive advantage over its rivals. For this reason, the ethical use of collective intelligence design has become important. Collective intelligence, or CI, works in 3 to 5 steps. A topic is chosen, such as what to include in developing a school web page. Answers supplied by participants are not simply yes or no, but are meant to consider all thoughtful ideas and responses. For example, when Caruso and Company wanted to develop its land in Carlsbad, it invited all local citizens to supply input. One citizen thought his view would be ruined by the development. Upon consideration, Caruso and Company evaluated his input, as in step 2, and then revised the location of parking within its development to be located along a freeway instead of a scenic lagoon. Mothers requested an area where they could privately nurse their babies, and once again, the developer agreed to provide a family area for nursing. Caruso and Company displayed various architectural designs that citizens also provided input on, as well as a park area where families could sit down on blankets and relax. In the past, the company learned that gathering this collective intelligence satisfied the citizens and enabled Caruso's development to be more appreciated by all parties involved in areas outside of San Diego County. Collective intelligence gathering may not be suitable for every problem or project, as it has both pros and cons. While many more ideas can be gathered resulting in broader and more satisfying solutions, this can come at a cost. The intelligence may be expensive and time-consuming to put together. The objectives must be clearly understood by everyone to get quality solutions. Not everyone may be willing to aim towards collaboration or consensus. Just look at our Congress. But overall, CI does seem to provide the best solutions for complex issues where everyone has an equal say in spite of the many individuals' self-interests that are involved.